This is Ben Rothwell, and you're watching the Bare Knuckle Show with Brian Soscia.
It's the biggest bare knuckle fighting championship card ever. In the main event, Platinum Mike Perry knuckles up with Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. In the heavyweight co-main event, Big Ben Rothwell and Todd Duffy collide. Also a rematch for the women's bare knuckle world title as champ Christine Misfit Faria fights Rowdy Beck Rawlings. Plus 2 other world title fights. Watch the world's most exciting combat sport live Saturday, December 2nd on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
What's up? We are all the way live from Satellite 5. I'm Brian Soscia. Glad you're hanging out with us. And this music is crushing me. It's so loud in my ear. I'm going to die. Woo! We're crazy. We're having a good day. I can tell we're going to have fun. A lot of stuff going on today. A lot of morons. I can't hear you.
Who's the real turkey? Who's the real turkey?
President David Feldman stopping by asking. There he goes. He wanted to deliver that line all day. Who's the real turkey? I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's me some turkeys on the show today, man. We got a lot of great people coming up. Matter of fact, you love him, so we're going to have him back. Chris Lights Out Lytle's going to be in, and we're looking forward to talking to him because he always gives us the Lytle look back, and we had 2 great shows, doubleheader this past weekend, BKFC 54, 55, and we'll get to some Thanksgiving talk with Chris Lights Out Lytle as well. Also, coming on, the champ Kai Stewart joins us to go face-to-face, a little face-off. It's going to get crazy with the man challenging for his world title, H.D. Davis. That's going to come up a little later on the show, too. And we have some exclusive comments and analysis from Lorenzo, the Juggernaut Hunt, regarding the Danny Christie Jared Warren fight from BKFC 55 this past weekend. Going to check in with him. He sent some stuff in. And also, speaking of exclusive footage, I can't speak today. Speaking of exclusive footage, Big Ben Rothwell had a chance to sit down with him, and there's some stuff that he had to talk about that you might find enjoyable, like I did. So we'll show you that as well, plus so much more. But before we get into anything else, we talked about this briefly last week, and I kind of made it official this week. We're very excited about it. Fight. Fight. They're amazing. They carry so much great content. Well, now they sought us out as well, and we're very proud to announce that Fight decided to carry the Bare Knuckle Show. And I just thank you for all the hard work for the team in there. I know Brendan and Evan work hard. I work hard as well. So we're going to continue.
Not really.
We're going to continue, giving the great content you want. Now it's on Fight. The show's growing. We love this. We're in negotiations for a couple TV networks around the country as well, and some other streaming networks. So the show is growing. They Fight, and I quote them, said they want the #1 podcast in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. We're very proud to be here for them and with them. And I guess we fooled them into thinking we're the #1 podcast, so I'll take it. Let's check into some other stuff. I know that, let's get right into it today. Let's get into, it's time to check in with the...
Don't make me come over there and snatch you up off that couch. It's time for mail call.
Look at that. Whoever put that graphic up was on point. It went with the beat. That was perfect. Yeah, it is time for mail call. We love hearing from you, whether you're a fighter, whether you're a fan, whatever you are. Check in with us. The Bare Knuckle Show at gmail.com. You see it on the screen. Send anything in you'd like. And it's cool when fighters do check in. We've had a bunch of them check in, including JR the Lion Ridge. He watches the show. He was watching last week, and he heard me just mention off the cuff. I mentioned that he had one time played Rey Mysterio Jr. from WWE in a commercial or something. So he said, yeah, it was one of the most fun shoots I've ever done, and he sent some of these pictures in. There's JR. He mentioned that Rey Jr. actually dropped the gear off. That's actually his gear. And there you go. He looks just like, if you're a wrestling fan, he looks just like Rey Mysterio. That's awesome. They shot a commercial, and we'll keep going through and showing you more of the back behind-the-scenes commercial shoot. But I just feel like, this is it's insane how much they look alike. And you can see the commercial shoot. There they go. I'm not quite sure if this is the correct one, but maybe he'll tell us when he checks in next time. But we found some footage of that commercial shoot. It's like 3 seconds long, and it's something I think that you can see him. He looks just like Rey Jr. It's unbelievable. We'll show you footage of that commercial shoot right here. This is just the back behind the scenes stuff he sent. And then we also have a short video showing. I think he was on the shoot maybe with Big E Langston, if you know him, Sasha Banks. Do we have that? I think I sent that. Yeah, there we go. I think that's him posing as Rey Jr. So that's pretty amazing. Look up Rey Jr. if you don't know what he looks like. It's like an exact replica. I've never seen anything like it. JR Ridge, thank you for sending stuff in like that. I appreciate you. We talked about it, and boom, he sent it right in. Thank you. Also, last week, if you remember, we talked about different fighters and different fighters that we need to continue to catch up with, see what they're up to. So in that vein, we're going to do that again today. And this guy, it looks like he had a birthday. So if it's true, I know he's also a watcher of the show, a viewer. Chris Camozzi, this is what he's been up to. I mean, look, I was going to say, let's let the sound down. They might kick us off. But look at this guy. He's slapping asses. He's picking up women in bikinis. What's his, I guess, fiance or girlfriend. I shouldn't say women. Look at it. All it is, I guess his girl made this. Lucky man there. And look, I mean, here you go. Boom. That's all he's doing. So that's what Chris Camozzi's up to. He's probably training, hanging out with a beautiful woman and celebrating his birthday. And that's, yeah. a lot of posterior shots in there, Evan. You noticing that?
Yes.
I didn't know if you noticed. I didn't mean to call it out, but there are a lot. I guess if I had a derriere of that magnitude like that, I would also show my derriere off. Is that fair to say with you?
Yeah, man, whatever floats.
How right before the show went on, we were previewing that video, and Evan's like, I would love to see your derriere, Soscia. So that's why we're going to do this segment right now. I'm going to show my derriere for Evan. Evan wants to see. He's not stopping me. All right, let's do it. You're not going to stop me, Evan? Please stop me. This is Evan. Evan does not take cues very well. He ruins bits.
I was looking for a fun sound effect.
Well, you should have stopped me. It would have been a better bit. Learn. All right, let's continue.
His fingers are like penises.
There you go.
His fingers are like penises.
See, that was good. We got to have that up.
That was Brandon putting his greasy fingers on my board.
Nobody wants to see that. The ratings would drop. Listen, I still don't have the chat up. We're going to get that up in a minute so I can see what you're saying. I appreciate you all being here. And we always appreciate the emails and the mail you send in. Troy from Miami, he said, and I'm going to quote this. He spelled Gunna, Gunna. When y'all gonna spotlight HD Davis? Well, the answer, if you've been tuning in, is today. We're going to spotlight HD Davis. And online, we're doing it right now. We'll talk more about that later, too. Y'all should spotlight other fighters as well. You don't spotlight enough of the guys on the come up. What are you talking? Are you on drugs? Like, I'm usually
we only, developed the whole fucking show about guys on the come up.
Yeah, like, are you an idiot? Like, I'm the nicest guy in the world, but you're a moron. What's your name again? What's your name? Hold on, I'm going to insult a viewer.
Yeah, you better not go back to Miami.
Troy, I will. Troy from Miami. First of all, Troy. My name's Troy from Miami. Troy, all we do, as Evan said, is spotlight these guys on the come up. I mean, look, HD Davis right now on the website, and we're having him and Kai Stewart. No one else is doing that.
Well, you should be nice. You say, Troy, if you go on the BKFC app and search Prospect Series or any fighter you like, you'll see all the videos about them. And I encourage you to go look there. Thanks for being a fan, Troy.
Evan, when did you become the nice guy?
I'm always a nice guy.
I've never seen you be so calm. That pisses me off. This guy's attacking us. And, we have an article up. We'll show it. HD Davis now on the website. You don't have to go there, Troy. Since you're probably dopey, I'm going to make it easy for you, Troy.
Be nice.
Everybody in the comments section make fun of Troy for doing that. Come on, put the article up for Troy. Troy's too stupid to figure out. He is. That Friday doesn't get on the website. So let's show him the article about HD Davis that we put up and, all the other people. So, Troy, you are a little wrong there. I hope you understand that. I actually thrive on giving the people that need the opportunity to come up. It's all about developing new talent. So you're wrong, Troy. There it is. HD Davis, there's the article. Troy, can you read it? Should I read it to you, Troy? There you go. He'll be on later with us today, HD Davis. We're excited for him and Kai Stewart's face-off. Troy, use the email again if you'd like, but I don't care if you ever email us again or watch the show. All right. Let's get off that now. Speaking of, what else? Let's get more positive things here. Ooh, this is the part where I need somebody to heat up my, I need this because I won't be able to do the bit otherwise. I can't do it because I'm here. But I want to talk about...
your apple pie.
Yes, my apple pie, my warm apple pie. Oh.
All right, Brandon, take over.
Thank you. Hey, Evan, I appreciate it. I really do, man. Thank you. So congrats to Jared Warren. Big win over Danny Christie. The Rugged Beauty, she was there. The Rugged Beauty was cheering him on. It was a real quick clip, but we don't have a ton, so I want to show this from the Rugged Beauty's Instagram. I love you, she said. I love you. She's in love. She's in love with her man. Two great fighters in bare knuckle fighting championship there. And I thought it was interesting because I believe Jared's birthday was yesterday. I think it was yesterday or today. Happy birthday to Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren. We're proud to have you here as one of our top tier fighters. Congrats on your big win. Now, the other thing I want to show before we get to this is, if you remember, I think it was last week, Jared was saying that he likes apple pie with melted cheddar cheese on top. I think that's disgusting. But some of our fans, like BKFC Reddit, I shouldn't say fans, I should say friends to the show, they decided to do a little bit with the apple pie, and I think we're joining this in progress, but it sounds like Belinda, I think was her name. She doesn't like to eat anything. She has a very weak stomach, but she volunteered to try the apple pie with the cheddar on top. Let's see how that went down.
So Belinda has a really weak stomach, hates most foods, so she said she wanted to try it and see if she thought what she thought. All right, go ahead, Belinda. Have you ever tried this before?
No, and like the cheese is really weird.
So I tried it last night, but like to get it melted, you have to make it so hot the apple pie was almost uneatable. So apple pie and cheese. I didn't think it was terrible. Oh, it's not good?
I'm gonna need a napkin.
It's a texture. Yeah.
All right, so she didn't like it. I was thinking about this more. It sounds gross, right? But you got the sweetest apple pie and the cheese. So I went this morning at Wawa, if you're from the area, Wawa, big convenience store around here. I got some cheese. They made me pay 25 cents for this. And I got a Tasty Cake apple pie, which Evan says this is just trash what I'm eating. He said, I'm probably going to die from eating this apple pie.
It's all shit.
Well, I'm putting cheese on apple pie.
9,000 chemicals on the label.
Shit or not, I might as well die with the cheese and the apple pie. But I got to give it a chance for Jared Warren. Let's see. It's on there. This is a hot apple pie. There's other things I could be doing with hot apple pie.
Warm apple pie.
Nice warm. You know, there are other things, but I don't.
Well, don't bite. There's tinfoil on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You shouldn't have told me. That'll be on the OnlyFans later. What I'm going to do with this apple pie. So make sure you tune into that. Let's try this. What do you think, Ev? You think it's going to be good?
It looks horrific.
It does look gross. Look at this. All right, Jared, this is for you. I don't even want to try it.
Oh my god, the sound.
Hey, but that's what Josh, listen. What's that thing kids like now?
The ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR. No. Oh man, it's like I don't know what it is. It's not horrible, but it's not great. I don't know if I would do it. Ugh. Evan, try this.
No.
Look.
Can you chew away from the mic?
Yeah, come on.
It's ASMR or whatever you said. All right, I'm not chewing anymore. Don't worry, but I'll leave this here for later. You can stare at it for the rest of the show. I loved it on the Reddit clip. The chick was like, at the end, you can hear her like spitting it into like a cup. She's like,
So Soscia, I just got this from Jake, our transmission guy. He said, I grew up in Wisconsin. Apple pie with melted cheddar is a real thing.
See there, we got two people now. Jared Warren and Jake, the dude that we work with that I've only ever heard talk once. I'm not even sure if he exists. But Jake likes apple pie with cheddar cheese too. It's not something I would do gladly, like every day, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I will give them that. So props to you, Jake. Enjoy your apple pie with cheddar. Maybe you can do a lunch date with Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren. So there you go. Apple pie with cheddar this Thanksgiving holiday. I think that a lot of you will make people happy if you live in Wisconsin. The other thing I want to talk about today, other than Jared Warren's big win, and by the way, Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt sent something and he wanted to speak on that fight. That'll be on later as well, an exclusive. I got apple pie and crumbs like all over me. I want to talk about Tony Loco Soto. Tony Loco Soto is still out there. He's fighting the good fight, doing his thing, and he's still calling out Luis Baboon Palomino. That's a fight he wants. I don't know if Luis is going to want that fight, and I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like a popular, I guess called a meme going around with Vince McMahon where he's like crying. Let's show the post he put up to try to get the fight.
They call it a meme?
That stupid lower third down there screwed it up, but you can kind of see him crying, and he's going like this. He's saying Palomino still doesn't want to fight. I'm waiting to hear more from Palomino about that. I mean, it's a fight that's going to have to happen at some point, you would think. Evan, that has to happen at some point at this juncture.
I mean, it depends what Luis wants to do. I think Luis wants a big
money
name,
fight,
yeah, and Tony wants to fight the champ.
Of course, that's what Tony would want the champ, and I understand both sides of it, but it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, we're going to be in Hollywood, Florida, I think, coming up here in February from what the website's telling me, so maybe that's a fight there. What do you think about it? Let us know in the chat, and I'll be waiting in the chat in a couple minutes once we get it up and running. I'm not going to hit my computer with a hammer again. That wasn't smart last week. And then the other thing, this is important because we have Chris Lights Out Lido coming on soon. Speaking of Tony Loco Soto, he's another guy. And Lorenzo Hunt will tell you this too. Anybody you talk to, a lot of these guys on the roster, they came from tryouts. How important tryouts are. We'll be talking to Chris Lido about that in a couple minutes. But, Tony Loco Soto, he gives all the credit in the world for tryouts. He says tryouts are life-changing. He was online talking about this through our website, bkfc.com. You can check out the article. So many good articles up there on the app as well. But yeah, Tony Soto is saying they're life-changing as well. And if you wanted to sign up for a tryout, we have one coming up in Albuquerque. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. You can go to bkfc.com, and there's a tryout link down the bottom, and just click either off that article or in general. I mean, it's great to meet you at tryouts and see what you got, see what you're made of. We got Chris Lights Out Lido. He should be here any minute. Is he here? Yeah, Chris Lights Out Lido is in the virtual green room.
There, now he's behind me.
Oh, there, now he's behind me. That intimidates me when Chris Lido's behind me. There he is now. Okay, Chris Lido, there you are. Big face on the wall. Chris Lido, how are you?
Brian, I'm always there. You're not getting away from me, man. I don't want to hear any more talk about you and your dairy air, whatever you talk about. I don't want to see none of that stuff. You just talked about fights. Let's stick with that.
Could you center your camera? You're freaking. There you go. That's a little better. You're freaking me. There you go. Back up. There. That's better. Get your whole face in there. Your moneymaker. They want to see that face, Chris. Yeah, I won't talk anymore about dairy air when you're on here. I promise. I will talk about cheese on apple pie. Cheddar cheese on apple pie. Have you ever tried this?
Nah, come on, man. That's not American. It's communist.
It's Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren, and we got our transmission guy. I never knew this was such a big deal. Let us know in the chat if you've ever tried cheese on apple pie. It's nothing. I mean, it wasn't.
Maybe he learned that over in England or something, trying to make the food better over there. I don't know.
Hey, the food was rough in England. Remember? Oh my gosh. Look, if you're from England, we love you. But as a fat, dumb American, when I went over there, the food was brutal. I'm just saying, it was too plain for me. It was too plain for me. Speaking of food, before we get into the fights, let's talk Thanksgiving. You know, the holidays coming up. You're probably excited. How do you typically celebrate Thanksgiving, Chris?
Man, Thanksgiving, since I was involved with wrestling, was always a huge day because that was a day to eat a lot of food and get way overweight. So it was awesome. Just hanging out with a bunch of family members. I've been so busy my whole life. I don't get to hang out with my family enough. So anytime I get family time, I love it.
That's awesome. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Man, I can't put just one. It's the whole plate of food together.
It's mashed up.
I mix it. I don't care.
Do you do the leftover, the Thanksgiving on a roll? I call it when you're done, like all the tray you throw on a roll with some cheese at night.
Yeah, sure. I do all that stuff, man. I love it.
All right. You're a big fan of parades too, right?
What kind of parade?
Like Thanksgiving Day parade. Maybe that's because it's in New York around here. I knew that's what he's going to say. They're laughing at you. What kind of parades? Like a Thanksgiving parade. That's
what have you heard?
What's the matter with you, Chris? I love you.
Sure. I like parades. We'll go with that.
And your Black Friday shopping, you probably go out and do that as well, right?
I don't shop. No, I like to have a wife who buys everything. I buy her one present. That's it. So I buy one present, Brian. I'm pathetic.
What do you do? Sit inside and play Access and Allies all day? Like, what do you do? Is that what it's called?
Another name. I don't get to sit around. I don't get that luxury, dude. I'm always working or trying to save lives or something important.
Wait a minute. What's the name? Hold on. What's the name of that game that you play with your friends? Was I right? Access
and Allies. Access and Allies. That's right. You got it.
Yeah. When's the last time you played that?
It's been a while, man. We got to play sometime. It'll take about 12 hours.
It's Chris's favorite board game. He says it's like a day and a half. 12 hours is probably.
Oh, yeah. It's a horrible thing. It takes forever.
Axis and Allies. All right, let's get into it. BKFC 54 and 55, both great shows. Let's start with 54, Bulgaria. You were on commentary there, and here's what I'll say about it, then I want your view on it. Bulgaria was really huge for us. I knew that it would be. I knew the whole time when the show was planned that they loved their fighting, right? I don't know if they could hear the crowd as well on the broadcast, but they're live. That crowd was nuts. It was sold out. It was. I can't wait till we go back there. I mean, what were your thoughts on just the whole atmosphere and the fights? Anything sticking out for you?
Well, like I said, I knew from the beginning, as soon as we started talking about going over there, did the tryouts, phenomenal fighters over there. We had like 11 countries represented, people from all over that region wanted to be part of. They recognized what it is. The fans appreciated it. I think they had over 6,000 people there. It was a big deal. It was legit. I mean, Renzo Gracie was there. I couldn't believe it, man. It was such a cool thing. And so many good fighters. I mean, like I said, just a couple of offhand, like Posh was his name. He was from France. I was like, French guys usually can't fight. That dude can fight. Ahmed came in there and he fought a guy, I can't remember where he was from, maybe Turkey, but he fought a guy named Lupu from Romania. Great fight, 7 knockdowns. I mean, he knocked his guy down 5 times, but he got knocked down twice himself. Unbelievable fight. Those guys look really good. And then there's like 3 Dimitrovs on there.
I saw that too. I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait, I kept
that's like the name Smith here, maybe. I don't know, but the final, Dimitrov, a legend over there, 35-5 in MMA. He looked phenomenal. I mean, he just looked like he just knows how to win. He gets the job done. He may not be a better striker, but he's going to win. He's got the winner mentality. Just a phenomenal card, man. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, every time I tuned in throughout the day, I was working and I was looking on and off, and I would tune in, I'd see Dimitrov, and I'd be like, oh my God, the main event already? And then I'd see the name, I'm like, no, it's a different one. So I concur with that statement. And we talked last week about, Sean Wheelock is like a genius at getting every name correct. I've never heard the guy mess up. You, on the other hand, I don't know. How do you think your understanding of the names went on the broadcast?
I mean, it's funny because I'm sitting there beforehand and we're going over the names, and I can get them if I'm just focused on that name. But when you start, trying to go through other names and then do that, it's different. Like, I can do it why we do that, but if you try and reference back to another one, I'm scrambling looking for my paper and then the written out phonetic pronunciation, because I will butcher it every time if I don't have to concentrate. But it's funny, I'm trying to concentrate and then I forget my other point. I'm like, I got the name right.
You get excited, right? It's like exciting when you get the name. Dude, same thing. It's like I can write stuff in phonetics, and I do to help me, but then I end up sitting there and I'm like, I second guess, and I start to be like, and I stumble, and you're so right. When I get it correct, in my brain, you think I'm confident, but in my brain, I go, oh, yes, I got that right. Then I lose track of everything. So I know all about that. Trust me. Let's see. Let's see what people are saying here in the chat about you. They're saying...
Hopefully I didn't butcher them too much. I mean, I thought I did them all right.
Oh, no, you did great. People in the chat are saying you did well. Sean Wheelock is a genius, period. Somebody wrote. Chris just wrote that. Another Chris. He must be cool because his name Chris.
It was me.
Yeah, right. He wrote about himself and his own team. Let's talk about Bulgaria was huge for us, and we'll be back there again soon, I'm sure, and I'm excited for it. Let's move on, though. I mean, the UK, it's always fun, and this time, again, UK versus USA, we've been building it up. Main event, Lorenzo Hunt's going to touch on it a little more later, but you can touch on it now and touch on the fights that you think were your favorite fights in that card.
Man, I got to be honest with you. I think this was our best card over in England right there. It was phenomenal, good crowd. I was questioning, I was like, man, we've had some not great crowds. Great crowd over there. I mean, so first off, Johnny Graham came in there. I thought he looked phenomenal, man. Good head movement, hands down, just the way he handled himself. Johnny Graham looked good. Carl Thompson, he went over there against a very good David Oscar, who was 3-0 for us, just manhandled him, made him look bad, just beat him up. It looked phenomenal. Gary Fox had a good showing. In the co-main event, Christie, I thought he was looking great, but Cruel, I don't know what happened. Christie just quit. Cruel, tough as nails, just kept coming forward, and I don't know, Christie lost. I don't know exactly what happened there, but and then Warren, and that was really impressive. That just shows his experience. I mean, I can't really say it shows that there's a difference in level of talent from here to there. I don't know. It was one fight, but man, you have to think that was a big feather in the cap for Warren going against an undefeated guy, 3-0, ranked second. Warren just took him to task and easy victory for him.
It was huge for Jared, celebrating his birthday. I think it was yesterday. Excuse me. So what a great birthday present to return home. And the whole Shift MMA team, I feel like, was there supporting him. They're so tight-knit. There's a stat that I just saw before we came on, and I don't know if I have it here. I know I don't have it for the screen, but I'll tell you as we're sitting here. It's an interesting stat. Jihad actually sent this and tagged me in it on social media, but I just saw it too late. So I'm going to read the stat to you. Congrats to the Shift Combat team and coaches for an undefeated 2023. Nobody let an opponent get out of the second round. I mean, you can research that and make sure it's true. I believe it. Shift is a force to be reckoned with. Oh, Shift! That's what they yell.
Man. That's hard to believe.
That's a pretty good stat.
That's hard to believe, man, because it's not like they got 2 people on the team. They got a lot.
That's what I mean.
That's really perfect.
Yeah, good for them. Now they're going nuts in the chat about you. They're saying that Lytle is the legend. Doesn't matter what he says. He's a legend, period. Big Ben says. Dangerous Darren, that's a DJ on Hair Nation on Sirius XM. I wonder if it's the same guy. He says, great weekend of bare knuckle fighting, 100%. Let's see. Yeah, I heard Christie may have been sick during that. Was that true? Did you hear anything about that? I didn't know that.
He put a post out. Christy put a video
I didn't see it. What did he say?
It was like 3 minutes. I didn't feel like watching it.
There you go. There you go. If you're going to put a video out, your fighter,
It's got
30
be quick.
seconds.
Yeah. But I think he said he didn't want to make any excuses.
But he did.
He wasn't feeling. Yeah, they usually say that.
Hey, Lytle, let's ask a fighter. When fighters say, I don't want to make any excuses, but, and then they do, does that drive you nuts? Did you used to do things like that?
Nah, I tried to, there's a couple losses where things didn't go well from beforehand, and I just tried to not say anything about it because I hate it when people do that. You know, it's like, I can appreciate the fact you try and, you didn't bring it up beforehand, but yeah, man, if you just take that to the grave because everybody's got an excuse for why you lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I never think I ever went into a fight feeling 100% great. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's even worse. You don't get it a lot, but sometimes you'll have a fighter kind of casually mention to you, well, don't tell anybody, but I hurt my shoulder. I'm going in sick. And I right away I'm thinking, so you're setting yourself up so you have an excuse if you lose. And that's not the mindset you can have as a fighter. So it drives me nuts. Let's talk about people that have a great mindset. All these people have been hitting the BKFC tryouts. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, it's nonstop. We talked about it last week. You're in Canada. You're headed to Albuquerque, which is a fight city. I can't wait to see what we get there. I don't know if you've seen on the website, we talked about Tony Soto. His life changed when he went to tryouts. We had a couple of tryout articles. If you haven't seen them yet, you can go to the app or bkfc.com. Very well written to learn more about tryouts and how you can get involved. And we talk about this every week, so this is more for the newer viewers and listeners, so we don't have to go super long about it. But just in 2 sentences, why are tryouts so important?
Tryouts are great because we get to see more than just a fighter. I get to see why you want to be there. I get to see your skills. Obviously, you see that, but I get to know what makes you want to do bare knuckle because this is the toughest sport in the world. You got the real fighters, MMA fighters, boxers. They think you're crazy. You know what I mean? So when you got 5% of the people want to do bare knuckle of the people who 99% of the world thinks are crazy, that says something. Like 99% of the people think fighters in general are crazy, and 95% of the fighters think bare knuckles crazy. So you get a very, very small percentage of the world who want to do this. So my hat's off to anybody who wants to do it, but I got to know why you want to do it. Are you like me? Is it just something you have to do? Is there something in you, or are you running from demons? I just want to know. So I love the trials.
Yeah, there's always a reason. Before I let you out of here, Chris, lights out, Lytle, I just want to, Big Ben is in the chat, and he's swinging from your jock. I mean, I don't know if you might be able to feel him. It says, Lytle wouldn't have to make many excuses. He usually would be the one getting his hand raised.
Man, Ben's the man. I can't wait to see this dude go knock somebody's head off, man. It's always fun to watch. He's been killing it.
No, stop. Lorenzo Hunt did the same thing. This is not Big Ben Rothwell, although I love Big Ben Rothwell as well. That's going to be. This is Big Ben the fan. I always have to differentiate. Now, probably in the chat, Big Ben's going to challenge Ben Rothwell to a fight, and he's going to get his ass beat. I'm just being honest with you.
Well, hey, this is even smarter, Big Ben. I like this one. I like this one better than.
Anyway, Chris,
thank you, Ben. Appreciate it, my man.
Yeah, they love you in the chat, man. That's why we have you on every week, and I love you too. Chris, lights out, Lytle. Always a lot of fun. What are you doing? Dave Feldman. Okay, bye, Chris. What happened? That ended abruptly.
He's out.
He
left.
I think he got a phone call. Maybe it was from Dave Feldman. Dave probably called him knowing he was on the show, knowing he wouldn't pick up. That was smart, Dave, but it didn't work. All right, let's continue on. Let's push forward here. A lot coming up. We have the special HD Davis, Kai Stewart, HD Davis, however way you want to put it. I just know there's going to be some drama today. They're facing off coming up in just a little bit. But before we get to that, I want to show you this video. Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt sent it in. He wanted to talk. He wanted to be Professor Lorenzo and speak about BKFC leads this past weekend. BKFC 55, I guess we'll say. So here's what Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt had to speak. And when the champ speaks, we must listen.
It's 3 minutes long.
What's up, Brian Soscia? Thanks for having me in today on the Bare Knuckle podcast, man. You know I love the show. You know I'm a big supporter. You've been doing great things. Man, I just had to call in about BKFC 55 and the weird debacle that went on with Jared Warren and Danny Christie, man. Like, come on, did you see that? Seriously? First round stoppage, a couple of bing, bing, binks, and it's over? Let me explain to you how and why that happened real quick, just for the fans, just so everybody know. I mean, I am the guru. I am the best bare knuckle fighter in the world. So you should probably listen to what I got to say. Firstly, let me explain to you why I'm an expert, not just because of the belts. Let me put my spectacles on. So, Robert Merle, Reggie Pena, Davian Green, Hector Lombard, Joe Riggs, Mike Richmond, Chris Camozzi, and my mom and father. They all have one thing in common. They're all southpaws. With that being said, I am the master of disaster when it comes to southpaw fighters. I've been destroying them left and right. So when I looked at the Danny Christie and the Jared Warren fight, right off the rip, Danny Christie, I knew he did not train to fight a southpaw fighter. He ran in there, he went to the wrong side in what I call a closed door. If you check out my instructional videos, and you know how I do my thing in class, you'll see I always talk about opens and closed doors. He ran right into the closed door, right into Jared Warren's power circle, his band, his kill box, so to speak, and got smashed right in the face, right off the rip. Jared established his dominance with 2 steps back and a straight left, and then he came forward with a little hook to keep him on that side, and another left, and it just was beautiful. It was science. He won the fight in that moment. The next punch was even worse because it just proved that Danny Christie was out of his league because he didn't accept the damage. He didn't get on the bike. He didn't take a step back and try to get his brain working again. And he went right in and got smashed in the eye with another straight left, which further proves he did not train for this fight. He trained to be a bully, but he did not train to respect Jared Warren's power, his experience, and the fact that he's a southpaw. Then he gets touched by the right jab, which was always there to begin with. This guy literally took his opportunity to fight on the big stage, and I would have called this a title eliminator. You know, Jared Warren, Danny Christie, 2 top guys, bang it out, and he blew it. He completely blew it. With that being said, Danny Christie recanted his earlier statements because he had called me out a lot, and I was kind of looking at him, but I didn't see anything that was a threat to me. He said he doesn't deserve to be in the same ring with me. And Jared Warren called me out after his fight. He says it's the only thing that makes sense, but for reasons that I just explained, it doesn't make sense. I've knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 southpaw fighters. It doesn't make sense, Jared, but if you come, I'll give it to you. I'm out.
Well, thank you to Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt for sending that in and delivering his messages to both fighters. I'll tell you this. I know from talking to Jared Warren, I'm sure we'll talk to him again in the future, this is a fight he's been eyeing for, gosh, I'll tell you, Jared's been talking to me randomly when we talk about it for a couple of years now. He doesn't like bullies. He doesn't like guys that talk a lot. He's mentioned that to me before. I'm not going to put any more words in his mouth, but yeah, that's a fight that I'm looking forward to seeing too. And, you know, like I said, it's somebody said, Big Ben says, wish he would say like Goldberg would, Jared, you're next. I don't see Lorenzo saying that. I have seen Christine, the Misfit Faria. She's pumped about BK56, probably as much as we are, if not more. And she's up there putting posts on Facebook and all over Instagram, over her socials. Here's her latest post that she put up. And this just shows you how confident she is, Christine, the Misfit Faria. I mean, she's a world champion. She should be confident. So this is the post. I know they're getting ready for Kai to come on. By the way, we're going to have Kai and HD Davis facing off briefly in a moment. There she is getting ready. Again, this stupid lower third that I hate that scrolls all the time. There we go. Thank you, guys. You're the best. I'm going to make her quit. She said, I'm going to make her quit, referring to Beck Rawlings. So this is her prediction. In talking with Christine Faria in the past about this fight, she's heated up. And it's not like, okay, you got my respect from our last fight. It's like, I'm going to beat her ass again. And, you know, just check out all the stuff we're releasing. You'll see how fired up Christine the Misfit Faria is for this fight. And we're excited to see her and Beck Rawlings coming up. BKFC 56, BKFC.com. Grab the app if you don't have it, and you can get a discount. Also, by the way, there's more info on how you can get this pay-per-view if you're an app subscriber. You should have gotten an email. If you didn't, You let us know, and we'll be talking more about it, but it'll be a pay-per-view as well. We'll tell you more about that soon. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I noticed, I just put a note about this last night. Unless I'm missing it, and I could be, because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. I'm looking at every piece of content I can. I feel like the heavyweights, I feel like Mick Terrell, I feel like Arnold Adams, I feel like they've been awful quiet. They haven't been going back and forth too much. So I'm excited for that fight, and I feel like it's a fight that is almost getting overshadowed. That's a huge fight for bare knuckle, Adams and Terrell. We saw it before, and I was not shocked, but I'd heard so much about Mick Terrell, and I'd seen stuff he had done. And then when he came to fight Adams a couple years ago, it was like way quicker than I thought. I mean, Adams is tough, but it was shocking how what I'd heard about Mick Terrell. And then I'd heard he was sick. We've gone down that road. So I want to see what Mick has, and I will see Arnold Adams versus Mick Terrell. I'm excited about it, and that's a fight you don't want to sleep on because these heavyweights are going to get nuts. A couple minutes away, we're going to be talking to Kai Stewart, the champ, and HD Davis, who's also going to be on the card at BKFC 56. We're going to do a face-off, and these guys, no real love lost here. I can tell you that. So it'll be interesting to see what they say. If we can keep them under control, I don't know if we'll be able to, and we'll figure all that out. Another thing I want to mention before we get to this is BKFC 56, since we're talking about that, if you haven't been on the app yet and you haven't seen it, it's been released. It's another work of art, as we always do. The BKFC 56 piece, the Road 2, I guess we're calling it. It's just top notch. You need to check that out. Yet again, we put together these amazing things. I'm very proud to do the interviews for most of them. And then our content team is able to edit that in a way. It's like watching a movie. It gets me more excited, and I know it'll get you more excited too. BKFC.com. Grab that app. Moments away from Kai Stewart, HD Davis face-off. And this is an interesting fight for a lot of reasons. So we're going to get into these reasons when we talk to these guys in a minute. Excuse me. I mean, there's so much to this. There's so much drama that's been building. And just to give you an idea of some of the things I might be talking about here, I know that Kai has said that HD is too temperamental, and that could be detrimental. So we'll find out maybe about that as we talk to him. Also, just the fact that if you look at what Kai's been saying and you look at what HD's been saying, HD hasn't said a ton because he hasn't been on any other shows. He wouldn't do any other shows. He told me this yesterday. So it's an honor to be able to have him come on this show and do the face-off on here. I know that they did something fairly recently where Kai was on an interview with Michael Frankel. Sorry, Michael Frankel. And he got ambushed. He got ambushed by HD Davis. So that was interesting. They went at it. I feel like it's going to be more crazy today. I'm looking backwards because this chat has a little bit of a lag, but I'm checking it out. Chris is saying that Terrell's a UK bare knuckle legend. Oh, I know he is. That's why I was excited to see Mick Terrell come here and to see what he was going to do at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship in the U.S. But then I guess because he was sick, we didn't get to see the best of him and Arnold. So that's going to be awesome. Mick better come way better than he did last one. AJ, I guess you're good friends with him, Ben. You can call him AJ. Arnold Adams, that's his name. To the people that watch. He's very excited for the fight as well. Now, look, we have Kai Stewart, the champ. We have HD Davis here, the challenger. I don't know how this thing's going to go. I know we're going to have him popped up here with me in a minute. And guys, listen, before you start going at each other, we got to talk, exchange some pleasantries, and figure this all out. So let's pop them up on screen, and let's see how these two guys go, because there's a lot of heat in this fight. Let's welcome first. Are we doing it one at a time? I know this works, guys. There we go. All at once. I like it. Kai, look at there's Kai Stewart in the middle, the champ in the middle with his Kai Stewart BKFC shirt on. Thanks for joining us, Kai. How are you?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm glad you're here, man. And then there's HD Davis. He's there. He looks great. He's ready to rock. And HD Davis, you're going after the world title coming up. Kai's world title at this point, but it could be yours. Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, Brian.
Oh, it's an honor for you to be here. As I was saying before you came on, I don't think you've done many of these, so I appreciate you making the time, both of you guys, to come on here with us. So what we're going to do, you've seen these, you've probably been involved with them, a little face-off here. We're going to ask you guys both to be honest. Look, he's got a big smile. We ask you guys both to be honest. I'm going to ask questions to both of you guys and just let you go, and I'll cut you off here and there so we can keep this thing moving, all right?
All right.
All right. So I'm going to give the first question to Kai. And you can respond, HD. This is just something that I've heard Kai say, and I think this could be detrimental to you, HD. Do you think that HD is focused on Brian Duran and Louis Lopez? I've heard you say that, Kai. Do you think he's focused on them more than winning the title, in your estimation?
Absolutely. The last interview that HD popped in on, he literally had nothing to say about me and everything to say about everybody else. His mind's elsewhere. He's going to be definitely – he may be focused on this fight, but he's not he's got a lot going on in that little head of his. So, that's
So he's got too much to focus on the title fight, is what you're saying. Too much going on.
Yeah, and that, I mean, because like he's trying to set up a fight with Brian Duran. It's like he hasn't even won the belt yet. Like, how about you try to win the belt and then go do something like that? I mean, but to each their own. That might be his strategy, but he should focus on the task.
HD, how do you respond to something like that? I mean, do you can't truly believe that? I mean, you're in your own head. You know better than we do.
It's funny because he just has like this small scope he's looking through, and he doesn't know shit. Like, he thinks that I care about Brian or anybody else, but like, my focus is solely on him, solely on that belt. So for him to think that and to go into the fight like that, hey, I love it, man. Hey, all cheers to you. Just be ready to eat those words, because I'm not going to try to take the belt. I'm taking that damn belt. December 2nd, next week, man. Enjoy it, rub it, kiss it, do what you want to do to that belt, because it's coming back to Florida, man. So you can say what you want to say, think what you want to think, bro, but if only you knew. That's all I have to say.
I mean, I know what I saw on your social media page, so I mean, I don't know how. If only I knew. I mean, we saw the whole interaction. So
obviously,
it's
you're not focused on your training. You're watching social media. I'm not really on social media. I'm not doing media. I'm not doing podcasts. I can't remember out of love for Brian and the company, but honestly, I've been like, I don't know what you've been watching or who's been your source, but man, they got to check their facts, because man, if only, like I said, if only you knew, man. So, pat yourself on the back for doing your investigating, but hope you're doing as much training, man. That's all I got to say.
That's a fair point, Kai. I know you're a grit-filled wrestler. I know how hard you guys train, and we'll get to that in a minute. But HD, as you're talking, Kai is the world champion right now. I mean, he is. We saw it. So do you think that Kai represents the organization BKFC well as a world champion?
No, he does, man. He had his fights. He beat the dudes he had to beat. He beat a person that I unfortunately couldn't beat because the doctor stopped her. So, it's all respect, man. I'm not a disrespectful guy. Yeah, we've had conversations in private that this man has, said certain things and went back on, because obviously he's not the, the man I thought he was. He's not a man of his word. But at the end of the day, bro, it all gets settled on December 2nd. Like, after I do what I have to do, I don't have to see or talk to him no more. I don't have to get on podcasts with him and do face-off. I get to go into the ring, do what I do best, walk away with that belt, and that's it, man. So everything else outside of that doesn't really matter to me, bro. Like, everything that people have been coming to me saying, that he's saying in interviews and stuff like that, like, it's all talk, yo. Like, the contract signed, like, we're going to fight. I don't have to talk anymore. Like, even this right now, I don't have to do this, but I'm doing it because out of respect for you and love for the company. And, I have to do this to build the fight. You guys want to build a fight? We can build a fight. That's cool. But all I want to do is fight. I don't care about nobody else. Nobody else is in my head, man, except for Kai Stewart. So let him think else. And, that's just going to be his downfall, bro. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Kai, I noticed that you had said before that you believe, and we talked about this before you came on, that you believe that HD is too temperamental, that could be detrimental in this fight. I mean, do you stand by those words?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw just in Denver, I made just a little bitty comment, and he went 0 to 100 really, really, really fast. And that really showed what's going on in his head. And, in the end, I may talk a lot, but once that bell rings, there's absolutely nothing else that goes through my mind other than winning. And nothing can be said, nothing can be done before the fight. That's going to deter me from greatness. My mind's completely clear going into this fight. Like, I have no pressure on me. I'm not even really supposed to be where I'm at. So I'm just out here vibing, having a good time, and making a name for myself. Like, nothing's going to deter me from greatness. So,
HD, you going to deter him from greatness, man? I mean, you said you are. I mean,
taking his ass straight off the track. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, yo, it's my time, baby. Hey, you can say what you want to say, and it's all good to have faith and believe in yourself, man. That's how you became a champion.
Yep.
Kudos to you. But that's my belt, man. We here December 2nd in Utah. I'm bringing Florida to Utah, man. It's coming back with me. So, as I say, enjoy it, man. You got a few more days. You got a weekend. Spend time with it. Go out on a date with it. Have a steak dinner. Do what you got to do, man. But, hey, that belt looking at me right now from the corner, I see it. It's smiling at me, and I'm smiling right back at it. That's my belt. It's coming home.
HD, Kai said the first time you guys are supposed to fight that you were number 1, he was number 2 at the time, and you fought Louis instead. We spoke about the Louis stoppage earlier. Why was that the fight that was given you? Was it the fight you requested? Why'd you fight Louis rather than Kai? How'd that work?
Honestly, these guys in the organization, obviously Kai, other fighters think that I handpicked my fights, so Florida guys have it easy. They send me a name, they send a contract, I sign it, I fight them. I just came off a 6-month layoff with the fight with Jimmy Rivera, the injury. They signed his name, agreed to it, I fought him. I didn't make an excuse. I didn't say, give me a bum who's 0-3. I fought a dude who was fresh off a win, fought him. Unfortunately, got the cut, and that's all that happened. CC can lie, but this is words that's out of his mouth saying that, you shouldn't have fought him. You should have waited. If you would have waited, we would have fought, da-da-da. I obviously don't know that, and all I do is work in hand. So I couldn't sit out and just wait for the perfect fight. I had to work. I needed money. I have kids. I have bills. You get hurt, you die. Your bills don't stop.
That's right.
So we're talking real life now because everybody want to make jokes and make seem like stuff for excuses or anything like that. But I live real life just like you guys live in a real life, and I have stuff I have to take care of. So I took the fight. Unfortunately, some BS happened. That granted Kai to go ahead and fight for the title, and he had to do what he had to do. He won. He got the belt. He became the youngest, I think, BKFC champ. Congratulations to him, man. But, hey, this is my time. That's it. So we don't need to talk about the past. The future's near. The time is near.
Yeah, it looks like Kai was falling asleep as you were saying that. He seemed bored with what you were saying.
I hope so. I hope we're getting ready because I'm going to bring his ass a pillow December 2nd. Be ready to sleep, brother. Be ready to sleep. Trust me.
The other thing I noticed, though, Kai.
You knock out bums.
What'd you say?
You only knock out bums.
You don't knock out bums.
We got to start.
I knock out bums. You don't knock out bums. Who do you knock out? What power do you have? Who are you? You got to understand, bro. I've had women. I've had sexual engagements with that's bigger than you. You're a small fry, fam. You're a little woman. I'm going to treat you like a woman. So you keep laughing. You keep talking. You keep sleeping. I got something for you. Just remember that.
How can you talk like that whenever I beat somebody that was whooping your ass? He cut your fucking face wide open.
It's bare knuckle, guys. I didn't know that. You had to get your ass whooped to get a cut. Hey, Brian.
I'm your elder and I'm younger than you. How does that work?
What's the biggest thing in bare knuckle, Brian? What's the easiest thing to get from bare knuckle? A cut, right? Because it's bare knuckle, right? You don't have to literally be beating somebody's ass. And if I can go back and look at the stats of that fight, I believe I threw more punches and landed more.
Right here.
But we're going to look at Kai and go to Kai for all the facts because Kai want to, pat himself on the back for beating a dude who has no condition and no real training. But we're going to see December 2nd. So you keep patting yourself on the back. You keep patting yourself on the back. Keep patting yourself on the back. Keep patting yourself on the back for beating Louis. It's not going to be the same with me, bro. And trust me, after I get you, he's next. Trust me. Yeah, trust it. Trust it. Because you love bringing up old stuff. I
am going to bring up something is from your past because I wanted to get this earlier, HD. I noticed that when you were talking and you mentioned Jimmy El Tierra Rivera, who's also fighting on BKFC 56. You mentioned Kai kind of made a grimace, made a face when you mentioned that fight. And I think from studying both you guys and knowing everything about you, that might be because Kai is background as a wrestler. We talked about the wrestler grit earlier. Jimmy Rivera is known as a wrestler too. So is that why you're making that face? Why were you making the face when you said Jimmy Rivera? You kind of made a face that he
wants to be Jimmy Rivera. He wants to be Jimmy Rivera. Jimmy Rivera levels like this in wrestling.
One at a time. Whoa. Listen, guys, hold on. One at a time. Kai first. HD, I want to hear from you, but we got to make sure everyone hears everything.
Go ahead. You got it. I mean, I was talking and he was interrupting me, so I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify, It's
you
good.
Make your
It's
point. Finish making your point, HD, then we'll go to Kai.
My point is, he wants to say I fought nobody. I fought Jimmy, first of all, hurt, and organization knew about that. Fought him hurt. And that's somebody that if Kai fought, Kai wouldn't last against. You compare Jimmy Rivera's resume and who he's fought, who he's been in the ring with, all that compared to Kai, it's not close. So I fought nobody, but who really fought nobody? You fought dudes from Montana who don't even fight. And you couldn't even knock them out. You couldn't even do nothing good with them. And you talking about who I fought bums? I knocked out bums? Hey, okay, buddy. You keep believing, you keep believing in yourself. That's all I'm going to say, bro. I went up in weight classes, fought bigger dudes, and you knocked them out. And yet I'm still fighting bums. But you show me something, bro. You show me different because you so special, bro. Please, you show me different. Please.
Kai?
dude, you're 6'2" with however fucking long of a reach you have, and you struggled with former 135 pounder Jimmy Rivera. Like you did nothing to him. And honestly, you were gifted the draw.
Yo, hold up, Brian.
You were gifted.
Jimmy Rivera weighed in at like 180 the night of the fight. First of all, second of all, I fought like an idiot. That was only my third fight. Yeah, I did fight like an idiot. But as you see,
you still fight the same exact fucking way.
One thing about it, I can admit to what I did. I'm not a punk. I'm not nowhere like that. I know I fought like an idiot when I fought Jimmy and when I fought Louis, but I'm not that same person. So go ahead and keep believing that. Think you're gonna come in and do what a former UFC #1 contender did, that you never even you're not getting to UFC. You're not going to be #1 contender. So you can say what you want and say that he was a 135 pounder, but that's what he weighed in at that night. He weighed in 20 pounds heavier than me. I weighed in at 160. He was like 180. So sorry for the language, but if you knew all the details, you wouldn't talk so much, bro. If you knew that I had an MRI before the fight and they told me not to fight and I still fought, you will respect me more, but you don't know those things. So even though I fought with one hand and messed up my hand even more and got surgery and all that stuff, none of that matters. It's not even an excuse. I have the facts. We have the proof. So I fought a dude with that type of resume and went out there and did my thing to a draw, and you're hating on that? Hey, when you fight him, and I hope you get a chance, I hope you do something spectacular because, bro, the people that you fight aren't on the same level as the people I've fought. So you keep, like I said, keep patting yourself on the back, buddy. Look, keep patting yourself on the back.
I'm gonna smoke you like a native Grand Blanc, baby.
First of all, you're not hitting like Jimmy Rivera. You don't have the footwork like Jimmy Rivera. Nothing you have is on his level. So for you to bring him up and try to compare yourself to him because you have the belt, it's funny because ask anybody in this organization, like y'all are not the same people. Even in MMA.
Why are you angry?
So it's funny.
Why are you angry? That's my question.
I'm not
Why
angry.
are you angry?
It's just funny. I'm stating facts.
See it in your
His record. He has more wins than you and me combined overall in professional sports, and you're like trying to make it seem like I fought nobody. Like look at Brian. Brian shook his head like, yo, I'm stating facts.
He also retired one.
You're delusional. You're delusional. I'm not mad. Trust me, bro. I'm just stating facts. I know you try to like bring stuff up and throw those like jabs and shit. Like, but it's funny because once I drop the facts, it's like, all you want to do is smile and say, well, I'm mad. Like, bring some facts back, bro. You have no facts to bring back because I'm speaking facts. And you can look all this stuff up. Go on Google right now. Look up Kai Stewart's record, professional overall in MMA and amateur, and then look up Jimmy Rivera, and then look up Howard Davis. That's all I got to say. Hey, it's the fact, bro. I fight real people. I'm sorry. I'm not fighting these uneducated fighters from Montana off the street that already been knocked out 3, 4, 5 times by other people. And you struggle with Rusty Crowder. Like my first fight on BKFC was Rusty Crowder. My first fight ever in BKFC. You fought him like your 4th fight. You had to get built up to it.
Brian,
you had to get built up to it. Get out of here, man.
Go ahead, Kai.
Get out of here.
Go ahead, Kai.
You want to talk you want to talk shit about me and the Rusty Crowder fight? Look at the stats. Look at the punch counts. I beat him better than you beat him. And the only reason mine was a split decision was because a judge admitted to giving Rusty Crowder the fight on social media and is no longer a fucking judge. So you can get bent on that. You fucking struggle.
Man. I mean, I came in, no fights from the BKFC. I came in from BKFC. I came in regular dude, no fights on BKFC. This dude had, 7, 8 fights, beat him unanimous decision, and now we're talking about your fight with him, and now you're making an excuse about something I've never seen. I never talked about, like I say, with my excuses, at least I have the facts. I have fine print stuff, like stuff you can look up. You're talking about something I don't know and nobody knows. All I know is, like, you struggle with him. I didn't struggle with him like how you struggled with him. So, hey.
Let's
I guess, man.
Pump the brakes here. I want to ask a question. Let me weigh in really quick here. This is going well. I love hearing from both of you guys. No, not your bad. I love this. You guys are doing great. But my question is, this is gigantic. I mentioned this a while ago on the show. Your fight is such a big fight in the card. Not only a title fight, but HD. Apparently, you're Shaq's favorite bare knuckle fighting championship fighter. I saw Shaq went on his Instagram. He was begging for this fight. Kai, I'm sure you saw that too. Kind of cool to be, whether you're the favorite or not, you're still mentioned on Shaq's Instagram. That's pretty cool. The fight that he wants to see. So, I mean, where does that come from? I mean, Shaq's such a big fan of you. That's got to feel good. And Kai, Shaq's going to be watching your fight, so that's got to be pretty cool.
You asking me first, and
I don't.
I think
okay,
go ahead.
I think it's an honor to have a icon in any type of sport, recognize you and what you do and what you put into your craft. Whether it's me, him, the fight. To be honest, it's all God. I'm thankful for being in the position I'm in. Fighting Kai, getting shouted out by Shad, being a part of BKFC as one of the fastest growing combat sports organizations.
Yeah.
I feel blessed. That's all I want to say. I want to thank my management team, all in. Victor Demesmin, God put him in my life. He's been a blessing. He's helped me establish myself, in the company, better with BKFC, helped me get this fight. It's been a whole bunch of pieces falling in line to help me out. So
no, hold on, HD. HD.
Honestly, I'm just grateful.
We're grateful to have you as a fighter too. But I feel like, I don't know if it was on social, Kai. I don't know where I saw it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I might be. But I feel like I saw you say something about the Shaq thing. And that's why I brought it up, because I wanted to see if you'd talk more about it. You made it mention to me that it was like paid placement or something. You paid to get on there, you thought. Is that true? I mean, do you believe that?
They definitely paid for that. Shaq doesn't even fucking follow this dude, and he's his favorite fighter. Yeah, right. Give me a break. That's why I couldn't give a single fuck about that post.
He said I paid. I ain't gonna lie, that is crazy. I mean, Brian, hey, Brian, after the show, I can legit show you proof of me ever not paying. I swear to God, put that on my life. I didn't pay Shaq to do anything. He saw what he saw. Hey, as I said, I'm blessed. If Kai want to think, hey, like I said, I'm not going to argue with a person that knows absolutely nothing. This is the same guy that thinks that I'm not focused on the fight with him and I'm focused on other things. So some people just, they just drink a little too much Kool-Aid and they get a little hyper on sugar and stuff. That's probably him. He probably, just a little hyper, but he's good, man. Hey, you can say what you want to say. I know the truth, so it doesn't bother me. So. Now, you can make whatever up you want to make up.
Kai, you mentioned the other day you're on another great podcast called The Weekly Bust out of Montana, and you had mentioned, I want to not misquote you, that you would put him to sleep. You said you're going to put HD to sleep. He's sitting here. Do you have that same energy as he sits here? Do you want to talk to him about that?
Absolutely. You see him, he got beat by Louis, nonetheless. And then, you got Josh Wright, who is another Montana fighter who put Howard Davis on his ass twice. And it's just like,
damn, your facts are really messed up. Damn, Brian, his facts are really messed up. Jesus. He knocked me down twice? Damn, I thought it was one time off a flash knockdown, but hey, shit, my bad. I didn't know I was immortal. I took a flash knockdown, got up, and basically damn near ended his career. But hey, go ahead and try, buddy. Because now, hey, like I said, just more fuel to the fire. More fuel to the fire. More fuel to the fire. That's it. So you keep talking. Keep stating these things. Because if you go back to the fight, Brian, you can go look it up. It was one knockdown. But I guess he imagined it too. Maybe he just confused me with him when I knocked him down and got him up out of there. But, Kai don't get a lot of knockouts. So he may be, fantasizing about doing things that I do. Who knows? I don't know. It's just kind of weird that I hear all this stuff getting made up. I don't know if he's nervous, his chest, beating fast or whatever, but you might want to check your facts, bro. You might want to check your facts.
So the chat's going.
No nerves here, I promise you that.
The chat's going wild here for you two guys. They're loving what they're seeing here. They're excited for the fight. They're all hyped up. Everyone's taking sides. We had a poll question today. They're taking sides. We'll give you the results to that probably next week or sooner than later, hopefully. But the other thing is they want to know, and this question keeps coming up in the chat, they want to know, and I'm going to go to you first, HD, then I'll go to Kai, and they want to know how it's going to end, what round. They want predictions from both of you. So we'll start with HD, and then we'll go to Kai.
I'm going to knock Kai out either in the second or third round. If I don't knock Kai out and Kai somehow survives because he is a champion, he has grit, he has his MMA background. I say I'm a respectable dude. I'm not saying that he's just somebody that's walking in the park. But at the end of the day, Howard Davis will be crowned the 145 champ 2023 for BKFC. And I will go on to 2024, whooping everybody's ass after that. And that's my take on that.
Thank you. Kai, how about your take?
Man, I really don't care. Hopefully we can put him out in the first just to make a statement here. I've been working my ass off. I've changed my strength in Kondo. He says I have no knockout power. I want to put his chin to the test. However, you know, I'm a wrestler. I'm a grinder. If it goes 5 rounds, I'm gonna have a smile on my face the entire fucking time. And there's not like I said, I'm not even supposed to be where I'm at. I did bare knuckle as a joke, and this guy's losing sleep over me. So there's nothing that can happen on that night that is gonna make me not have a smile leaving that arena. But I will be crowned world champion for the second time.
He said, I'm sorry, Brian, but I'm just out to laugh at stuff that's funny. I'm losing sleep over him. Yo, the first thing about it, you're copying, please. First of all, you wasn't supposed to be here. You took bare knuckle as a joke, da-da-da-da. All that sounds good and dandy when you're setting yourself up to lose. You talk about not supposed to be here, like doing bare knuckle. I'm not supposed to be alive, bro. Like, you don't understand what I've been through, what I've gone through to be here. So trust me, this opportunity will not be wasted. And I will definitely show everybody, especially you, because you just keep talking about the past and the Louis and stuff like that. So, I love it. Hey, I'm going to have a smile on my face the whole time too. Trust me, brother.
Well, let's talk about the future, man. This fight coming up, everyone's going nuts. I saw somebody just wrote in the chat that they don't, I know you guys care, but they don't care who wins. They just can't wait to see this fight. You guys are a fight on the card. You have all these huge, Mike Perry, Eddie Alvarez, Ben Rothwell, Todd Duffy. You got all these marquee fights, and it's almost like, yeah, they're the main events for the mainstream. Bare knuckle fans are excited, but they're real excited for you guys and a couple other bare knuckle fights, the hardcore fans. So they're going nuts. Again, the chat, I'll tell you, I really appreciate both of you guys making the time here. The last thing we're going to do before we get out of here, you kind of just did the prediction now. I mean, let's just deliver a message to each other. You've been doing it the whole time, but in a sentence or two. Again, I'll start with Kai this time. He's the champ. Let's let the champ go first. Kai, just deliver a message to HD. What is ahead for him? What should he be expecting in a couple sentences?
Man, HD, I respect you as a boxer. And, like the chat's saying, I do think this is going to be a great fight. I do think both of us being homegrown BKFC fighters, I think that gives us a big edge against the main event and everything. But I work too damn hard. And you're not taking this shit from me. I will be crowned 2-time champion. So good luck to you, but it's just not your time.
Thank you, Kai. HD, final parting words for you, a couple sentences.
First of all, respect what you said. Respect for giving me the opportunity, regardless if you wanted to fight me or not. Respect to BKFC for having both of us here and being homegrown and fighting each other and, making a big fight happen. One thing I got to say to Kai is be ready. That's it.
Well, I believe you're both going to be ready. The champ and the challenger, Kai Stewart, the world champion right now, and hopefully he can hold on to that title. He's going to try his best to, but HD Davis has other plans, and I know you haven't been doing a lot of media, like I said, so I appreciate you coming on here. Everybody went nuts for it. So, look, the only thing I can say is I wish you both a great fight, and the fans are pumped for your fight. Thank you for fighting for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, guys. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, there you go. I'm a little bit of heat there, a little bit of craziness there. I mean, it started off kind of slow, and then it started to build, and they were going at it. And, I mean, those...
What'd you think?
Oh, man. I thought when it started, these guys are just going to be kind of, respectful enough. And I'm thinking, these guys, I know they don't love each other. I know it. So I'm like...
Well, you know what's tough, too, is we're like the company. So, everybody kind of wants to be on good behavior.
But I told them that. I said to both when I talked to them, I said, and anybody that watches this show, I'm not on my best behavior. You're definitely not there, you two clowns.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so I agree. So I think they get scared. You're right. When they come on, they're like, oh, we have to be professional. And that's good. Be professional. I love it.
Oh, don't.
But say what you want to say. And they were doing it. But then you saw it had their professional company hats on. They won't admit that, but they did. And then you felt it get more and more real as it went. You saw the heat, and you've built to a nice crescendo. So, I mean, a lot of heat there. I was excited for that fight. I think I'm more excited for that fight now. And like I said, the chat went wild over it, so I know they're excited as well. What did you think, Ev?
I thought it was good. It's going to be a good fight.
It's going to be an awesome fight. I'm very excited about it. This big fight we're talking about, BKFC 56, it's coming up in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's our big debut. If you're local to Utah, get those tickets, bkfc.com, before it sells out the Maverick Center. And then also, you can watch it on the app, of course, bkfc.com. You know the card by now. I don't have to go through it. It's all up there, but it's a gigantic card. I mean, I told you the co-main and the main a couple minutes ago, but then you'll see, look, you got that rematch everybody wants to see. the Misfit versus Rowdy Beck Rawlings. We talked about it earlier. Arnold Adams, Mick Terrell, who's a bare knuckle legend, Mick Terrell in UK, and Arnold Adams is one hero, of course. And also, we just talked to him, Kai Stewart and H.D. Davis. And I mean, there's other fights. What's it?
It's the one that's flying under the radar.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The hardest hitting 145 pounder out there, Jeremy Stevens, making his debut against Jimmy Rivera.
Jimmy Altera Rivera.
That's going to be such a fun fight.
Dude, that's like the 6th fight down the card. That's telling you how loaded this freaking card is.
We could have stretched this out over like 3 events, but they wanted to just fucking shove them all into one fight.
We could really extend this, and they're like, no, the fans deserve it. It's Christmas time, holiday season. We're going to give them a gift. So there you go.
I think the Faria and Rawlings fight's going to be fun because that was Beck really started putting it on before she got stopped by the cut. So I wonder what in a while. At least she had like a year off from when she fought Christine, and her previous fight was hard, right? So she had some time off, so she had a little rush. She came back in and put on a pretty good show, and she would have kept fighting if it wasn't.
Who? Mike Jones. I want to say his name so you know it. Mike Jones is like, you should change your name first of all, Mike Jones. I mean, that's not like a fight name. You're gonna get lost. You're gonna be like, that's like being Mike Smith, Tom Jones. It's such a generic name. Mike Jones. He's gonna be there fighting in for the light heavyweight bout against Eric Lozano, and we're excited for that fight too. So I just want to let you know that if you want to learn more about Mike Jones, you can check it out, bkfc.com. There's a nice article on him so you can learn more about it. I like to spotlight the new fighters, unlike Troy said at the top of the show, jerk off. I like to spotlight this. I'm in rare form today. I'm sorry. It just really upset me when he said we don't spotlight newer fighters. That's what I do. I could have, we could have had Mike Perry on the show today if we wanted, but we instead chose H.D. Davis and Kai Stewart.
It's kind of tough to market like debuters too, because you don't have any footage of them to show, and then it's tough to get people engaged because it's like you can go show them training or get their stories, but like some people will just skip it if they don't know them. So you kind of have to like fight a couple times.
It is true.
It's tough to do in marketing.
But I do like getting their stories, and just so you know, you can get some of Mike Jones' story. It's up on the website, and then what we plan on doing is doing introducing next week. Maybe Mike Jones will air some clips with an interview we do with him so you get to know him a little better. And we're looking at some other fighters from the card, too, we might talk to so you can get familiar with them because that's important. I mean, like I said, it's the youth movement. We're trying to grow it here, and we appreciate you being tuned in. So Mike Jones, check him out, one of the top new fighters in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I will say last time we had on, it was another Mike Heckert. Heckert, thank you. Mike Heckert, and he won. So maybe if we put them on the show, they're going to win. Maybe it's a superstition. We'll see what happens. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, before we got cut off a little earlier, is we had some great time to sit and talk to Ben Rothwell, who's in the co-main event against Todd Duffy. And from that conversation, we'll release more later, but this is a couple minutes from that conversation that I thought were really good. I think you'd like to see them.
I don't think he gets talked. I want to just talk about that I've been doing this a long time. Combat sports saved my life, and I don't know who I'd be without combat sports because at 17 years old, I was an angry, violent individual, not heading somewhere good in life, and martial arts found me, and it gave me an outlet. But now, over the course of those last 24 years, it's changed me into kind of somebody that I'm thankful, and I have a whole nother level of appreciation for everyone around me and the way I look at this world. And right now it's tough, man. This world is some people describe this world being upside down. There's so much anger and hatred to other people, and when I'm involved with combat sports and I go to the arenas and I'm with the fans, all of that nonsense goes out the window. And I just see it's the closest thing to world peace we're ever going to get. I see people of different religions, different colors, different everything. We all come together, and they come to cheer me on, and they're excited to see me fight. And it's priceless, and I just don't think it gets talked about enough what an incredible thing we have. And I'm so proud to be part of the BKFC, to see them go international with this. It's bringing the whole world together, something that everyone around wants to be involved with. They enjoy watching it. Fighters want to prove, they want to show off their country, where they come from. But it's like an incredible thing for me. It really is an awesome thing to be part of it. And some of the best time in my life has been standing there signing autographs for all the different people. I feel like I've signed for someone in a different country from all across the world. And I couldn't be more proud of that. And I won't stop. I'll continue. And don't ever hesitate to ask me for an autograph or a picture, because I'll do it with a smile on my face, because that alone is probably the greatest thing that the sport's given me.
Ben Rothwell, Big Ben Rothwell there. A lot of stuff he said there I didn't always think about, but he's right. I mean, fighting in a weird way, we've kind of talked about it before, brings people together. But as he talked about it more, it just made more sense. And that is the truth. Ben is very engaged with the fans. He loves meeting the fans. And other than knocking people out, his favorite thing is to sign autographs. So approach Ben Rothwell. Hopefully we have a little more with him next week, some more exclusives. And we appreciate you being here. So look, I'm going to let you get out of here. Thank you to everybody that tuned in today. Spread the word. Hit the like button, man, so we can grow this thing and support all Bare Knuckle podcasts and shows. I'm going to eat in honor of Jared Warren's win, my apple pie with melted cheddar cheese, and I'll finish this. Should I finish it? This is really gross. I'm probably going to throw up. But I'm also going to get bucked up. Hold on. Let me finish this first.
That is fucking disgusting.
Get bucked up!
You're foul.
And knuckle up! Oh, go on! Go on!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, go over me!
All right, that's enough. All right. See you later.
Bye!
It's the biggest bare knuckle fighting championship card ever. In the main event, Platinum Mike Perry knuckles up with Eddie the Underground King Alvarez. In the heavyweight co-main event, Big Ben Rothwell and Todd Duffy collide. Also a rematch for the women's bare knuckle world title as champ Christine Misfit Faria fights Rowdy Beck Rawlings. Plus 2 other world title fights. Watch the world's most exciting combat sport live Saturday, December 2nd on pay-per-view. More info at bkfc.com.
God, is it still good?